What's up, superstars? Back with another video. You got Superstar Rob and you got Superstar Nation. How you guys doing? Oh, man. Always knocking me out, guys. If you haven't already, do not forget. Become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button. Join the Superstar family. Hit the bell notification button to get every single video every single day. We keep it coming. And we hit you with some cool ones yesterday. So make sure you hit that bell notification button because you never know what you're going to get. Also, Superstar VIPs, $2.99 a month. Star beside your name. Ask Store spreadsheets, giveaways. Merch, guys, merch. We got some merch coming to you soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. We always want to have conversations with every superstar. Please reach out to us in our DMs. We can have a talk. And thank you so much. Look at our VIPs. Oh my God, you guys are so amazing. Look at this. Look at this. Are you kidding me? 3 pages. Guys, you are so generous. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much for that additional support. We love you. Thank you for that. And I'm always humbled by your amazing support. I just want to remind everybody that we had a great stream yesterday with Will, from Superstar Will, from Cryptoids. He's the Cryptoids CEO. We hammered him. We hammered him with questions. This is how we do it on the Superstar channel. We're straight to the business. You know, getting chances to have questions to some of these important businessmen is never something that you want to waste time. We come prepared. We come with lots of questions. We put him on a congressional hearing there, and he did very well. He answered all our questions. I think it's to be very valuable for you if you watch that live stream. You can learn a lot about Cryptoids, but you can also learn a lot about the crypto space and the NFT space in general. You can learn about Cryptoids and how it came to be. They have the Star Wars drop actually coming tomorrow. So if you're interested, make sure you check that out. On to Vivi's news. We have the first appearance of Scorpion dropping on May 25th. If you're a big comic book collector, I know there's some of you that go for every single comic drop. You want to get that juju, you want to get some good luck, but it's pretty cool cover. You got Spider-Man there getting tossed and everything. So if you like that, look out for that on May 25th. Marvel Mighties. We have another Marvel Mighty drop tomorrow. So this is in Series 10. They actually have finally released the article, so we'll go over that first. So if you take a look, the first one is Peter Quill. $13 listed price, 4,200 mints. So considering it's actually a lot of mints. I was expecting a little bit less. Now they do, as we go down the line, they do get more and more scarce. But for Peter Quill, they definitely didn't hold back. They put a lot. I don't expect this to do very well. Probably, you know, I would say maybe sells for like 4 gems in the aftermarket. I mean, we've seen this before with some of these drops. So you have to collect them all and then get an airdrop at the end, which this one will be. So it wouldn't surprise me if this one goes way under listed. Then we have Groot. I mean, there's been a lot of criticism about the quality of these Marvel Mighty collectibles. This Groot here, it's tough to really see the details on this one. It looks like they kind of rushed it a little bit. But there's a total of 3,300 mints, so it's still very plentiful. Listed price of 13. We got Mantis, listed price of 13. Total mints 2,400 mints. So we're up there right now with the mint numbers. We're really starting to add them up here. So that's if you're gonna go for this drop, just beware. There's a good chance you can get one that's going to go underlisted. We got Nebula. One of the we got the daughter there of Thanos. 13 listed price of 13, 2,400 editions. So this is still very common here. It is a rare though, but there's a lot of mints on that one. Then we got Drax. Looks pretty cool. I mean, he's a mean looking dude. He's not looking as mean as I would have liked him to look. 1,500 editions. So now it's starting to come down a little bit. Listed price of 13. That's an ultra rare. And then we got Cosmo. So I was laughing that they made this the secret rare, obviously because nobody cares about this one. So listed price of 13. 850 editions. So pretty rare for a Marvel Mighty. This is the secret rare. 850 editions is definitely, now we're getting to the low end. If you remember, Namor was only 1,000 editions, and he's doing pretty well. So that's important to know. And then here's the big one. You got an airdrop. You got to make sure you hold all 6 Guardians before May 31st to receive a Rocket airdrop. This one here, I mean, if it's 850 on the lowest end, you obviously don't usually get like a really amazing conversion rate. I think last time they did this, it was like some crazy 85% conversion rate. So at 850, that means if it was the same conversion rate, which I doubt, you're going to have close to 700 of these floating around. Now, even if it was less, we've seen with some Disney IP that even if it goes less, 200-300, it still won't be enough to really hold these prices, I think, very high. Today's not a price prediction video. I just don't have the same love for this drop. And there's some other big news that came out today. I prefer to spend the video talking about the other big news that came up today. I think it's more important in terms of the bigger picture. But just to give you a quick relativity of prices, Namor currently is trading at 154 price, and there's 1,000 of these mints. So that just gives you an idea of one of the other. This was an ultra rare in this case, but this was another hot collectible. You needed this collectible to get the airdrops back then. So if it gives you any idea of what the Cosmo might go, like, I don't think it's going to go this high, but it could maybe go 100 gems. Like, if you're going to complete this set, you're better off probably just waiting and buying it in the secondary market. A listed price of 13 isn't that bad. But I think that this is going to be really punished. Look at MODOK here. If you remember MODOK, this was another one. He's a secret rare. He has a lot more, though, 2,300 mints, and he's currently at a floor price of 34. So, it's one of those things that I'm just not interested in it. And with any Marvel Mighty drop, if you take a look at the prices when they start coming out, it might be worth it to maybe go for them. Like, if you see that some of these high mint numbers are trading for 8 or 9 gems and you're paying 13, then maybe there's an argument that you can go buy a whole bunch of them up and you'll probably make back your cash. And you can use our spreadsheet in the description below. You have 3 hits with that one. Or if you're a VIP, you can download the spreadsheet that has all 5. And you can plug in the numbers live, and you can basically figure out, is the probability on your side to go and spend a bunch of $13 gems to buy a bunch of these, because you will, based on the odds, you will probably get one of the more rare ones at some point. Like, if we go for 10 of them, even though the odds are the same every time of getting, let's say, the secret rare as a string, the more you go for it, the more likely you are to eventually get it, even though every single time it's the same. And I prove that. I prove that in the spreadsheet. So sometimes when you play the math and the probabilities, sometimes because of how high the resale price may be for some of these common ones, sometimes it might be worth it to go for a lot more, because you and play the odds to maybe get one that's a little bit more pricey, and then you can flip that and make some cash. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. I'm not going to do a full price prediction video on that one. You guys can use the spreadsheet during live. Right? Let it go. I doubt it's going to sell out right away, and then you can see the prices and make decisions from there. Okay, now this is what I really want to talk about. Okay, big news today. So Veveverse update. It says we continue to make good progress on the Veveverse. However, as with all new technologies, with many moving parts, a few unexpected complications have arisen. So sorry, I lost my track here. Yeah, particularly with the asset conversion, there are almost 1,000 collectibles to be converted and reviewed. Whilst we are making progress on these, the time required to review and perfect the assets is taking longer than anticipated. Additionally, after some feedback, we are making a number of interface improvements to ensure the Veveverse is as easy to use as possible. At this stage, our intent is to have a handful of early testers running around the Veveverse early next quarter. Early next quarter. I mean, we are in late May. So, I mean, early next quarter means the beginning of Q3. So, I mean, that's a little bit concerning considering come Q1, we're already supposed to have that, right? So that's 6 months delayed. And the thing with VV is, if they say now next quarter, look at MCP, it took well over a year. It got pushed back before we finally saw it. And it's still not completely rolled out yet. So anyways, it also says, additionally, after some feedback, we're making a number of interface improvements to ensure as easy as possible. And then, as we understand, this is longer than expected, but it is important to us that we release a quality product. As such, we're working to ensure all aspects of the project are completed to a satisfactory level before releasing it to the VV fam. We're just excited as you to get the Veveverse alive, and our dedicated teams continue to work hard in the background. Thank you for your patience and your understanding. So, yeah, I'm completely of the same opinion that I agree. They should not be releasing any products that have not been properly tested and totally reviewed. So the Veveverse, don't go release it to us if it's going to be garbage, right? If you want to release to us, make sure it works properly, because you're going to get roasted. You're going to get roasted less if you're just hashtag soon and you don't release it. But if you release it and it has all buggy and has problems, you're going to get roasted more. So I think they made the right decision. And I want to put my thoughts on paper. I find that sometimes putting your thoughts down on paper help you understand better, because I want today's video to be like about what are the implications of the fact that Veveverse now is not going to be coming as scheduled. right? I think, like, what are those implications? And let's do this together. So I made my little chart, and then in the comments below, I want you guys to kind of help me, right? Like, help me out. What did I miss? What would you add? So I made this evaluation matrix. I just find that when you put the stuff down and you start writing things out, you just see things clearer, and you understand them better. So the first key issue as a consequence of being delayed on the Veveverse, I think Vivi needs to be aware of this, is user engagement. So the consequence of this delay now is that you probably are going to have a decreased user interest and engagement. People right now were really looking for, I remember in November when I went to Decon and people were hyped for the Veveverse. And I mean, we all kind of suspected that their deadlines were a little bit aggressive. We know the way that Vivi was with their deadlines and their goals. They never seem to be able to hit them on time. And we did some videos at the time saying, well, I mean, Q1, I mean, that would be great, but, you know, based on their past history, it's probably unlikely. Here's the problem. As you delay more and more, and we see this already, you have less and less people interested in the project. The Veveverse, I think, is a great way for Vivi to stand out. I'm going to get into a little bit later. But one of the key things is user engagement, keeping people on the platform and keeping people active. A Veveverse is like another form of gamification. It helps people on the platform. So I would say in terms of the severity of user engagement, I would say it's moderate. I think Vivi has a lot of issues that they're trying to sort out right now. They have a lot of functionality in the app they want to bring to the user and changes they want to bring to the user beyond just the Veveverse. So I'm just saying it's moderate because the Veveverse has never really existed. So they could probably buy themselves a little bit more time on that. The impact, of course, is that the lower user activity, and then you actually have a potential loss of the user base completely. You might have more people that just say, you know what, forget this. They might get interested in other projects. So they might just say, you know what, I'm done with Vivi. They keep making promises. They don't deliver. So I'm done with them. There are ways to Vivi to mitigate this. I mean, they can maybe increase their marketing efforts to get people, new users to come in for just their AR, just for AR and digital collectibles in general, to kind of offset those users that have been around here for a while that are maybe a little bit less interested. Continue to give incentives to the users that are here. MCP program, continue to develop that. And keep engaging with the community. Like let us know, like what they did was right. The fact that they came on and they let us know where they're at is much better than saying nothing. Letting us know that it's delayed is better than saying nothing. So I think they did that right. They need to continue to give us updates to mitigate that fact that you're going to have lowering user engagement from not having the Veveverse around. My second point are actually financial implications. And I put this as moderate too, because the Veveverse is probably going to bring new revenue streams for Vivi. They haven't said enough about it. I mean, from what I know about it, it's going to be an open land. There's going to be ways to buy accessories. There's going to be things to buy in the Veveverse that people are going to want to spend their money on. So you do have a revenue loss on Vivi's end from being delayed on this, which I'm sure they don't like. It's also missed business opportunities for Vivi and the users. We know that these metaverses are going to be opening up a whole new economy. So it's the longer that it's delayed, obviously, the less opportunities there are in the meantime. So you have a delayed return on investment. There's decreased profitability on Vivi's end. You may even have a loss of potential investors because they're not seeing this Veveverse coming when they thought it was going to come or fast enough. And all they could do at this point to mitigate this is that they have to communicate transparently with their investors. And they have to just make sure they adjust any of their financial projections for this year accordingly. Some people have had concerns that maybe Vivi hasn't made enough money to cover cash out. Like there's talks of this, right? So if that is at all the case, I mean, they've made a lot of money. I don't know how much that's true. I have a feeling that they're probably financially completely okay. But if that was the case, they have to just be aware that if they had any kind of plans in their forecasting and the Veveverse was involved in the 2023 forecasting, any money they would have made through the Veveverse now, you're pretty much going to give it up. Because I'm still not convinced it's going to even come in Q3, but that's meant to be seen. You have technology competitiveness, and this is one of the things that made Vivi so great. They had incredible competitiveness in the digital collectible space with the IP they had, but now they have reduced competitiveness in the evolving metaverse market. You know, the metaverse market, it's changing every single day. And I put this severity as high. Like this is important because you definitely want to make sure that you continue to be on the cutting edge of this metaverse technology. This is the core of Vivi's business plan. These digital collectibles can be used in these metaverse spaces. That's going to bring them utility. And one of the impacts is that you're going to have difficulty in attracting users and potential partnerships. So if you have the Veveverse operational and you have the metaverse operational, all of a sudden now you could show potential partners new IP that may want to come to the platform that you really, really want. You could say, look Pokemon, look at this metaverse that we have. Look at all these fans. Look, you can come onto our metaverse and you can use your, your digital Marvel collectibles to have play mini games or whatever that they're going to come up with, right? So you have that loss. I say that's a high severity, that reduced competitiveness, especially as more and more time goes on. I have another point on that when it relates to other projects. But in the meantime, the only way they can mitigate this is they have to prioritize technological developments beyond all else. So, and that includes for me, like getting the MCP program working and everything. So continuing to build the apps, the functionalities there. They have to continue to collaborate with the rest of the industry. Maybe the rest of the industry can help them see what they're doing, how they're delivering on their metaverse projects, why maybe some projects are further ahead of them, or maybe even going to the talent of maybe trying to recruit talent from these other projects to help them deliver. And another thing is to focus on their unique features. So they're marrying their IP with the metaverse, and they have MCP program. They do have these unique features. They have OUP potentially coming. They just need to continue focusing on these things and delivering them. They're always doing drops, which in a way kind of hurts Veve because they're not really dedicating their resources to delivering on all these other functionality. They're always focusing on delivering drops. You have McFarlane, on the other hand, you have very low movement when it comes to drops. But they're in the background developing things, and they're taking their time. They're being quiet about it. We'll see where they land. But they already have at least a showroom that you can walk around in and some pretty high quality collectibles. Veve right now, they're putting out collectibles like crazy, but their quality is being criticized. That's a big problem. And we're still not seeing the functionality in the app that we would like to see. Okay, so this to me is the biggest problem with the delay in the Veveverse: reputation and trust. We said it on this channel before. Veve, the one thing you can't buy is trust of your users, trust of your community. And unfortunately, the consequence of another delay, which is layers on top of layers on top of layers of delays, is decreased trust from users, investors, and even partners. And this is a big problem. And I think it's very damaging. It's not good for Veve to have these constant delays. That's why they got to be real. I think they got to really be careful when they make, I don't care. They don't have to call them deadlines. When you start throwing out dates, you need to understand that people are going to take it at face value. You better be careful, because if you don't hit them, you get damages to reputation and trust. You get an impact of a negative perception of the project's reliability, how reliable this project is going to be on delivering. And you also have potential damage to the brand Veve. You don't want Veve to become a meme like, oh, Veve, they can't deliver anything. Oh, Veve, hashtag soon. Like, that's not good. You don't want that for the brand. You want things to go as smooth as possible. And every delay damages that. So the only thing they can do to mitigate this is continue to maintain an open communication like they did today to let us know about delays. They have to provide a lot of regular updates. Like seriously, like if you're going to be going very long, maybe you should let us know next month what's happening. Okay, 500 out of the 1,000 have been taken care of. Like, give us updates and milestones along the way to keep the community still engaged, and you can build that trust and continue to rebuild your reputation on being able to deliver. And then at the end, this is the most important. When you deliver it, you better make sure it's polished and it's functional. Because if it's not working nice and clean, you'll be like, you delayed it all this time and you gave us this. So be careful. That could happen when the product is released. You got to make sure it runs smooth. Token economy. We know that Omi had a great potential to be the main token and the only token in the Veveverse environment. Now, there's some discussion that maybe you're going to have Ethereum, you're going to have all sorts of different things that you can use to trade, but you could have created a whole economy for the Omi token, and it just kind of is a disruption to the Omi token economy, because people who bought Omi were expecting and banking that maybe the Veveverse will bring utility to the Omi token. Now they got to wait even longer. The Omi token doesn't have any true utility. It hasn't ever had it, and that's why we continue to see prices of the Omi token continue to decline until there is some utility. And I'm sure it'll do pretty well when the utility comes, but for now, there's no utility. I would say this is a moderate severity. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it never really had. The OUP doesn't exist. The Veveverse doesn't exist. So you're not really losing functionality at all. It's something that people, I think, will forget about pretty quickly once the Veveverse comes. In the meantime, you have decreased token value. You have the potential loss of token holders, and you just have a general instability in the ecosystem of Omi, continued decline in prices. The only thing you can do is maybe have some contingency plans. You know, Veve, we know, sometimes uses their budget by selling Omi tokens to fund their operations. So maybe you should have some contingency plans. Like, what if the price drops a little bit further? How you guys going to fund your operations? Maybe it changes how you spend your money right now. You always want to maintain as much liquidity as possible in case you got, like, if the token drops to a point where maybe you don't want to sell it, doesn't make sense to sell it. You have liquidity in other means and other ways. And then another thing too is can you provide different incentives for Omi token users, holders in the meantime, while you continue to build the Veveverse. We know the OUP is supposed to do that, but with resources, I'm not sure if they're able to deliver on the Veveverse and the OUP at the same time, although my understanding is that they are two different teams. So the guys on the OUP side are not necessarily the same guys on the Veveverse side, so they don't necessarily overlap. But at some point, you got to merge them. So, you got to give token holders some kind of incentive to stick around for now. And then lastly, I put this as a moderate competitive advantage. So this all ties into everything I just discussed. You have the loss of the first mover advantage in the Disney collectible metaverse space. You could be one of the first to bring Disney collectibles into a metaverse space. People would be very interested in this. We've seen this now with Cryptoys. Cryptoys now is unbelievable. They're gunning in terms of their metaverse. They want to come have a whole bunch of mini games. They really want to create digital toys. That concerns me for Veveverse, I feel like hasn't given me a rock solid vision yet, like Will has given on the crypto toy side, on exactly what they want the Veveverse to be. We know it has all these different functions, but Will really painted the picture where their goal is they want to create digital toys. They can have AI built into them. They can talk to you. You could play mini games with them, and I've already ran around with them in their box space. Veveverse, we haven't seen anything. There's not even a box space to run around in. It's only on our app. We have the showroom, but that's not the Veveverse. So, the impact of this is that you have increased competition from potential rivals. I think that's the big one with Cryptoys, right? The longer they take, the more time they're giving their rivals to actually produce a product that may be better than theirs and hook their community first, because of they still have the Disney, like Cryptoys has Disney. And what if they deliver a metaverse first? It's a big concern. You have reduced market share as a result of that. And then you also have the potential loss of exclusivity, because if you had the Veveverse come out first, you exclusively have them for a period of time, and you could hook all those users as being the first mover. So at this point, you got to start really, I mean, they haven't told us much about the Veveverse. I feel like they got to really start targeting unique selling points about the Veveverse in a more, remind us, what is going to make your Veveverse so much better than every other verse out there? Why is it going to be better Cryptoys? Why is it going to be better than everybody else? What can you do in it that's going to make it so special? Differentiate it from their competitors. Even though the competitors don't have it yet, we know the plans of the competitors, and some metaverses already exist. So maybe Vivi can give us a better roadmap of exactly what they want this Veveverse to be. And then they can also then, at this time, build maybe partnerships, continue to build IP partnerships with better brands. I think they do a pretty good job on building their strategic partnerships right now, but maybe they need those partnerships beyond Cavernous. Maybe they need more help on the metaverse side. I don't know. I mean, these are just some brainstorming ideas. So guys, I'm very curious to know. I mean, I said a lot. This is too bad. When I do a video like this, I shouldn't do these videos by myself because I'm talking. I'm thirsty now. It's just one of those videos. There's a lot to say on this. It was bombshell news. I'm sorry I didn't do the Marvel Mighty. I'm not sure if some of you wanted that price prediction, but decided to leave it because it was a long video today. Let me know what you guys think about this Veveverse update. Do you agree with me that this is going to have some major implications like the ones I just described? The loss of competitive advantage and etc. You guys can go back and check that out and let me know what your thoughts. Add any additional impacts below. What do you guys think about this whole situation? If you want to add to something that I said, you can tell me. Or if you disagree with something I said, you can tell me too. Just let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And guys, if you haven't already, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button. Join the superstar family. Hit the bell notification buttons. Get every single video every single day. We keep it coming. We're going to hit you every day, and you know that. Also, thank you to our superstar VIPs. $2.99 a month. Get started beside your name. Access to our spreadsheets, giveaways, merch. Guys, watch out for the merch. Merch is coming soon. Hashtag soon. Guys, thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Take care and love you. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.